Hey, Renee.
Hi, Annette.
So I was doing something the other day and the thought came to me about there's this star, television star, whatever it is, that sexually abused women, that type of thing. But nobody knew it for umpteen years. I mean, just many, 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 many years. And I don't want to go into who it was, but people had a hard time that this person would do such a thing because their image basically, Renee, showed none of that, that they were a
Mm,
family person, that they valued people, they supported people in education, they supported people in a lot of different ways. And it didn't look like they would be an abuser. Let's put it that way.
mm, yeah.
In fact, colleges gave him doctorates and just different things, a lot of awards, a lot of different things for all the good this person did. And
Mm,
yet there was so many people to confirm that this person did these acts over and
wow.
over again. I think there was over 60 people who came forward.
60 victims?
Right, that
Mm,
came forward. So it makes you think how
wow.
many did not come forward. And all of the victims, the stories, they had never talked before, all these victims. The pattern was always the same and, that type of thing. So it made it very obvious to those that
Wow.
were listening. Um, I guess in the back of my mind, it reminded me that at times people think that an abuser would look like a creepy person. And they always would look like a creepy
Yeah.
person. Movies portray them a lot like that, not like the
Yeah.
well-dressed businessman or somebody who's got it all together businesswoman type thing.
Yeah.
Yet
Or charming or,
that
yeah.
is correct. Or creepily ask people to sit on their laps and stuff like that. That never happened with this person. And I've seen it in many other people's lives. And so when it does come out, people are shocked and they don't understand. And more than most, they decide they're not going to accept it.
Yeah.
No, that's not the person we know. And they don't want to go there at all. In
Yeah.
fact, they can go as far as, especially family members, no, I don't want to accept it, because that means, Renee, if they accepted it, it would ruin all their memories that were good with this person, even though they weren't abused. Okay. It would
Mm,
taint it. So they would rather
true.
just brush it aside, or maybe they did it that one time or whatever it is, but it's horrific. And there's no
Yeah.
reason why people would not call that a crime, or why people would not call that out as evil. But because the rest of their life that they led in public was so, what would you call it?
The word that comes to mind is above reproach. It was
Yes.
not, yeah.
In fact,
They,
it
the
seemed
appearance
like
is
it,
that.
right. It seemed like they worked so hard on their appearance, even in serving the community and serving different places and colleges or whatever you want to call it. They
Yeah.
served so much. They were in the public eye looking like this good Samaritan type
Yeah.
person. And
Yeah.
yet, for this to be part of their life, just didn't fit with everybody else's picture, which is tragic, of course, to
Yeah.
find out. But more
To the
tragic for the
public, their heart looked like, sorry, to the public, the heart looked like it was a serving, loving heart that would
yes,
only do good to people.
yes. But
But
in the end, when they were confronted with it, the denial and the truth coming out, and with proof, with so many people's stories proving it, and still people just want to, it would ruin all their favorite movies. It would ruin all, if they were to believe this about this actor, it would ruin all the different things he was in, if that makes sense. It would
true.
ruin their childhood memories of watching them as a family, with their family all around, sitting there on a certain night, sitting around the TV and enjoying that actor doing the stuff and their whole family laughing and enjoying. And this was a memory that they enjoyed,
Yeah,
and it would ruin that memory for them. But they got to
that
remember
makes sense.
they're human and they were just an actor. But a lot of times we fall in love with the image of our actors, like if that was really them when it's not. It's called acting.
Right? Yeah. And their
Yes.
character, you believe that's the character they're playing, you believe that's actually their character.
So I guess I brought it up today just to bring it up that it's not always like some of the movies where the people are creepy looking, so we could assume, oh, they're child molesters or they're rapists or whatever it is type thing. When I would think most of the time it's upstanding looking citizens,
Yeah.
teachers, fathers, mothers who have other children and lawyers, you name it, all walks of
Yep.
life. We've seen it,
Every
we've heard the
profession. Yeah.
stories.
Look at those who have abused in our life and maybe what they look like. To the public, they're presentable, they're lovable, they're kind, they're serving, they give, they're helping cut wood, they're helping do stuff at people's houses. And, you know, even the everyday person can be idolized and thought of as a certain character, but that's them in the public eye. Private, the heart is doing what's selfish to them, serving to them of their lustful desires, and that's doing that abuse.
Yeah.
And even if it's to only one person, it's still bad and it's not okay. Whereas this actor, all these came forward, so it kind of piled up on him, you know, it helped the case. But for us normal folk, and it being, say, one victim, one perpetrator, it is just as bad. And we shouldn't have to have all these other people come forward for our story to be believed, for our situation to be as bad.
It's just as tragic.
Yeah, it is. And that person in our life, even for us to believe that it was bad, it taints even the good memories we have with that person. And that part also sucks. It stinks, like you were saying, of watching the show of that actor being in it.
You
Well,
can't
it's
watch
kind of
it the
like
same
us.
anymore.
Huh?
You can't watch it the same anymore.
You can't, no. And even the memory of it, the laughter, the joy of family time, or whomever that person was in your life, family time got tainted. And I'll be honest, what I can even share is I remember family pictures of us, like being shared on Facebook at certain times, of my childhood. And I look at it now, and as an adult, I'll look at this picture of me and go, that's not even a genuine smile. Look at the smiles on this family. These aren't real smiles. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I used to think we were a happy family, but we weren't. The reality is we weren't. We were in abuse. We were in dysfunction. We were in that kind of lie, like that actor was.
Well, I guess the reason why I brought it up was the different facets that we deal with those who come forward to us, where there's more people who come off not as sketchy that are the perpetrators than are, type situation that look like your everyday person. And
they
that's
looked like they were trustworthy. They were kind to me.
correct.
They were kind. They were put together. They had a clean car. They had, you know what I mean? The things
Right. And when this actor got found out, and people in the beginning acted the way I had talked about, 3 or 4 years later, and even more people had come out saying that he abused them. Here's the deal. They finally were able to, after that much time went by, deal with the pain, the grieving of letting that person go. and them now feeling uncomfortable watching those movies or TV programs or whatever it is. Where before
Mm.
they said no, they wouldn't accept it. They couldn't have done it. But it took them time, and we need to give people time. So we who were abused by family members or wherever, we need to give those people who were in love with the perpetrators time. Just like we need time for healing, they need time to accept this tragedy that was brought forth to them, this truth that was brought forth to them,
Yeah.
because it is grieve worthy and they need time to walk through the process themselves.
Yeah, the reality's been shaken of theirs also.
Yes.
They saw this person in one light, and now a new light's been shined on them. A darkness has been revealed that wasn't showing up until that point. So now they have to process this, and what does that mean for the rest of the relationship and the rest of the
Yeah.
life they lived with that person.
Yeah.
Not easy.
Not easy. But
Mm,
God can help you through it. And we know that for a
amen.
fact.
True.
Well,
True.
thanks for
And
discussing that with me, Renee.
amen. You are welcome. It was a good topic.